How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to the video for you guys. Today, I'm going to be ranking all of the LEGO Ninjago seasons from worst to best. But first, remember, if you guys are new, make sure to check out my social media and vlogging channel down in the description below. And without further ado, let's get into this. So at number 11, I have Day of the Departed. This season is pretty bad, mainly for one reason. There's a lot going on here, and to be honest, it was very rushed, and it was short, and it was rushed. So those two things don't go together. They brought back way too many villains, and they didn't really make it really coherent to the story in any way, and it was just rushed, and that's the main fault of this season, in my opinion. At number 10, I have LEGO Ninjago Season 2. This isn't really that bad of a season, but the first half, in my opinion, is pretty weak, and there's not too much going on. Yeah, like, I know there's the destruction, or the creation, and, like, the destruction of the Mega Weapon and stuff, and then, you know, I don't know, I thought the first half wasn't that exciting, but the second half was pretty cool. But yeah, it's an okay season, I guess. At number 9, I have LEGO Ninjago Season 4. Now, this isn't an awful season, but I really just don't like Chin as a character, so he's a big part of this season, obviously, and I didn't really enjoy that too much. So that's just my opinion, though. I don't know if you guys like him, but yeah. And then also, we did get Zane's return in this, which was actually pretty cool. But other than that, I felt that it was just an okay season. And sometimes forgettable, to be honest, but hey. At number 8, I have LEGO Ninjago Season 7. This one's pretty okay, actually, but upon second viewing, I didn't like it as much, but it's still alright, because I thought the villains were, like, good for the most part, but they had a bad defeat. I kind of forgot what their names were, sorry, but, yeah, I thought they kind of had a lackluster defeat, and also the Time Twins, like, integration with the past, was kind of weird, and I didn't really like that much, but it was alright. Okay, so this one might be a little controversial, but at number 7, I have LEGO Ninjago Season 6. Now, this isn't a bad season, actually. I do like it, because it actually does get pretty intense as this season goes on, which I do enjoy that, and I think Natakon's a pretty good villain, actually. I think he's, like, one of my favorites. I mean, he's not my favorite, but, no, he's still pretty interesting, and, like, I enjoy when he's on screen, and I do think he's pretty clever and stuff, and, like, the idea just around the villain, is good. So I do like this season for that aspect, and it really just does get pretty intense as the season goes on. So I'm not entirely hating on this season, but I just thought, like I said multiple times throughout this video, I think some of the other ones are better on this list than this one, but I still like it. So yeah, it's a pretty solid season, though. And honestly, the main reason I don't really like this season that much, the main issue I have with it, is the fact that they, like, make the events of this season at the end pretty much pointless by reversing it. And I just always thought that was so fucking retarded. Like, I don't know, like, I just thought that was dumb, because now this season really doesn't have no point. So, yeah, for that reason, that's my main reason I don't like this one as much as most people do. Still a solid season, though. At number 6, I have LEGO Ninjago Season 9. This season's pretty good, actually. I do enjoy this season, but my main gripe with it is that I do feel like there's some filler in this season, and it's not too much focused on the other stuff that's going on, and I think that's why it's a bit lower on this list. But overall, it's a still pretty solid season, especially with the animation style is much better, improved, and it's a good season, though. At number 5, I have LEGO Ninjago Season 5. Now, I really like this season. I think it's a pretty solid one, mainly because I like the fact that, like, when Lloyd's possessed, all the ninjas have kind of lost their powers, and they're kind of dealing with that. And that's honestly, I'd say, my favorite thing about this season, is that the ninjas are very challenged in this season, and it makes for an interesting story. And like I said, It's just really interesting to see how they all deal with it. So that's why this is number 5. It's a good season. At number 4, I have the pilot season. Now, honestly, I like this one a lot. It's very classic, and it reminds me of, like, classic Ninjago, you know. Gives me the nostalgia, for me at least. And I do like that this one isn't as rushed. And it focuses on main plot points, I'd say. And, like, it does a good job at setting up stuff, like the shit with Garbodon. Yeah, I really do like that, so it's a good season. At number 3, I have Lego Ninjago Season 1. Now, I think this is a pretty underrated season, in my opinion. I actually quite enjoy it, and yeah, I think it's pretty underrated, it being, like, the first official season and whatnot, and I don't know, I really like it. We meet Serpentine and Lloyd, which is pretty badass. I like what they do with that, and we see the ninjas kind of, I don't know, unlock their true potential. It's a good season. I really like it. At number 2, I have Lego Ninjago Season 3. Now, this is really great, and it was almost going to be my number 1, but I decided to put it at number 2. It's a really, really awesome season. I don't know, I really enjoy this one. It's kind of short, I guess. It's like only 8 episodes, but it's really good for that because we just get right into the action here, and it gets, like, really exciting, and then I really like that for that part because it's just really action-packed. And then we actually get to see the Overlord return at the end of the season. And Zane, my boy, my favorite ninja, he sacrifices himself. Oof. And then he, like, dies. But then he doesn't actually die, which, yeah. But still, that part where he actually decides to sacrifice himself, that was pretty sad. But yeah, I really love this season. Really action-packed, good stuff all around, pretty much. So yeah, it's my number 2 pick here. But at number 1, I have Lego Ninjago Sons of Garmadon. Now, this one is just better in my opinion because I felt like the stakes were a bit higher, especially like what happens. Like, the Sons of Garmadon actually resurrect Garmadon and the villains prevail, so to speak, in this season, which was very unexpected. There are some epic cliffhangers in this season as well. So, some actually weren't that great, but most of them were. And yeah, this was just a crazy season, and I had to put it at number 1. I really love this one. But there you guys go. Those are all the Lego Ninjago seasons ranked from worst to best. Let me hear yours down in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. And I will see you in the next one. Peace. Boop.